Syphilis miasm in the first house with hormonal and planetary influences. The Syphilis miasm operates similarly to Ketu in astrology, representing reduction, destruction, shortages, and lacking vitality. It embodies a force of degeneration and decay that leads to breakdowns at both mental and physical levels. In the first house, which governs the brain, appearance, vitality, and hormonal systems, the Syphilis miasm manifests as physical degeneration, mental collapse, and endocrine disorders. In planetary conjunctions or aspects involving Ketu, these destructive and diminishing aspects are amplified. The planetary influences of Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, and conjunctions with Rahu, Ketu, Mars, and Saturn further intensify these tendencies, leading to profound physical and psychological breakdowns. Sun's influence. The Sun governs vitality, bone structure, and pituitary function. In the first house, under the influence of the Syphilis miasm, and with the aspect or conjunction of Ketu, the Sun results in loss of vitality, destruction of bone tissue, and degenerative physical conditions. Sun plus Mercury, with aspect or conjunction of Ketu, cognitive decline and mental agitation. The Sun's vitality combines with Mercury's nervous influence, but Syphilis and Ketu's influence lead to loss of mental faculties, inability to focus, and gradual cognitive decline. Hormonal disruption. The Sun's connection to the pituitary gland leads to hormonal deficiencies, particularly affecting growth hormones and metabolic processes, reflecting Ketu's tendency to reduce and diminish. Physical manifestations. Chronic headaches, cognitive dysfunction, and mental fatigue. Hormonal deficiencies, leading to reduced physical vitality and overall weakness. Sun plus Jupiter, with aspect or conjunction of Ketu, bone degeneration and tissue destruction. Jupiter, in combination with the Sun, normally supports growth, but with Syphilis and Ketu, it leads to bone weakness, degenerative bone disorders, and even necrosis. This influence accelerates the decay of tissues, leading to physical decline. Excessive tissue reduction. Jupiter's usual expansive influence is reversed by Ketu, leading to wasting and tissue loss instead of growth. Physical manifestations. Bone degeneration such as osteoporosis or necrosis, with joint pain and weakness. Hormonal insufficiency, leading to weight loss and chronic fatigue. Jupiter's influence. Jupiter typically governs growth, metabolism, and endocrine health. However, under the influence of Syphilis and the aspect or conjunction of Ketu, Jupiter's expansive properties reverse, leading to reduction and metabolic breakdown. Jupiter plus Mercury with aspect or conjunction of Ketu, mental confusion and neurological decay. Jupiter's usual mental expansiveness, combined with Mercury's influence, is undercut by Syphilis and Ketu's destructive force, leading to mental confusion, loss of cognitive clarity, and eventual mental breakdown. Endocrine suppression. Instead of hormonal overactivity, Syphilis and Ketu lead to endocrine deficiencies, resulting in poor hormonal regulation and impaired growth. Physical manifestations, mental decline, characterized by delusions, paranoia, and confusion. Endocrine disorders, such as low thyroid function or reproductive hormone imbalances. Jupiter plus Sun with aspect or conjunction of Ketu, wasting of physical vitality. The Sun's radiance combined with Jupiter's growth would normally lead to strength, but with the Syphilis miasm and Ketu's aspect, it results in wasting and loss of physical vitality. Metabolic degradation. Jupiter's typical expansion reverses, leading to metabolic breakdown, loss of body mass, and tissue deterioration. Physical manifestations, fatigue, muscle wasting, and joint pain. Metabolic issues such as weight loss and loss of vitality. Mercury's influence. Mercury governs the nervous system and brain function. When under Syphilis and the aspect or conjunction of Ketu, it leads to neurological decay, cognitive decline, and mental deterioration. Mercury plus Jupiter, with aspect or conjunction of Ketu. Severe mental decline. Jupiter's typical influence on the mind and expansion leads to mental confusion and neurological decay when combined with Syphilis and Ketu. Symptoms include obsessive thoughts, delusions, and mental confusion. Endocrine dysfunction. Mercury's influence on the nervous system, combined with Jupiter and Ketu, results in a breakdown of nervous control over hormonal functions, leading to hormonal dysregulation. Physical manifestations: mental confusion, paranoia, and cognitive decline. Nervous system strain, leading to fatigue, headaches, and nervous exhaustion. Mercury plus Sun with aspect or conjunction of Ketu. Cognitive degradation and aggression. Mercury's influence on mental faculties combined with the Sun's vitality leads to aggressive behavior, loss of mental clarity, and emotional instability under the destructive influence of Syphilis and Ketu. Nervous system burnout. This combination results in nervous system fatigue, chronic insomnia, and emotional exhaustion due to Ketu's reducing influence. Physical manifestations: aggression, mental instability, and nervous exhaustion. Loss of mental clarity, leading to cognitive decline. Conjunctions involving Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Mars with aspect or conjunction of Ketu. When Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, or Mars combine with Sun, Jupiter, or Mercury, and with Ketu's influence present, the destructive effects of syphilis are amplified. Rahu plus Sun leads to extreme mental overactivity, culminating in mental breakdown, severe cognitive issues, and aggressive behavior, driven by Ketu's reductionist influence. Ketu plus Mercury causes profound mental and emotional disconnection, leading to self-destructive thoughts, emotional detachment, and paranoia. Saturn-Jupiter results in chronic physical degeneration, tissue breakdown, and a slow but steady decline in vitality and cognitive health, enhanced by Ketu's aspect. Mars plus Sun accelerates inflammation, aggression, and physical deterioration, leading to rapid mental and physical decay, with the destructive force of Ketu magnifying the breakdown. These planetary combinations, when influenced by the Syphilis Miasm and the aspect or conjunction of Ketu, lead to severe physical degeneration, hormonal imbalances, and psychological collapse, with destructive forces manifesting as cognitive breakdown, tissue destruction, and emotional instability. Moon conjunctions with Syphilis Miasm. The moon governs emotions, subconscious patterns, and fluid regulation in the body. Under the Syphilis Miasm, the moon's influence leads to emotional instability, psychological disorders, and fluid imbalances. Moon plus Ketu, emotional detachment. The moon's emotional sensitivity is suppressed by Ketu's influence, leading to feelings of emotional numbness, depression, and isolation. Syphilis amplifies this detachment, resulting in severe emotional suppression and withdrawal. Fluid reduction. Ketu's influence removes or diminishes bodily fluids, impacting areas like the brain or lungs, leading to dehydration or reduced fluid flow, often causing dryness or lack of lubrication in essential areas. Physical manifestations: emotional numbness, depression, and detachment. Dehydration, with reduced fluid flow affecting vital areas, especially the brain and lungs. Moon Rahu, emotional chaos and instability. Rahu amplifies the moon's emotional instability, leading to wild mood swings, paranoia, and irrational fears. Syphilis further exacerbates these emotions, causing self-destructive emotional patterns. Fluid retention. Rahu's influence leads to excessive fluid retention in the body, particularly affecting areas like the brain, leading to cerebral pressure or swelling. Physical manifestations: extreme mood swings, paranoia, and irrational fears. Fluid retention, causing pressure in the head, cerebral issues, and possible swelling. Mercury conjunctions with Syphilis Miasm. Mercury governs the nervous system, intellect, and communication. In the first house under syphilis, Mercury's influence shifts toward mental degeneration, communication difficulties, and nervous system breakdown. Mercury Ketu, mental disintegration. Ketu's reducing influence causes mental detachment, leading to slow cognitive decline. Syphilis manifests as mental disorientation, memory loss, and difficulty in processing information. Nervous system exhaustion. Mercury's control over the nervous system weakens, resulting in nervous degeneration, including tremors, cognitive strain, and mental fatigue. Physical manifestations: cognitive decline, memory loss, and detachment from surroundings. Nervous system depletion, leading to tremors, nerve pain, and chronic mental fatigue. Mercury-Saturn, mental suppression and degeneration. Saturn's restrictive influence slows down cognitive function, leading to mental fatigue, memory issues, and neurological decline under the Syphilis Miasm. Saturn prolongs and deepens the mental decay. Emotional suppression. Saturn's influence on Mercury creates emotional stagnation, resulting in lack of expression, difficulty communicating emotions, and persistent mental fatigue. Physical manifestations. Memory loss, slowed thought processes, and cognitive decline. Emotional suppression, difficulty expressing feelings, and chronic mental exhaustion. Mars conjunctions with Syphilis Miasm. Mars governs physical energy, aggression, and muscular strength. Under syphilis, Mars's influence in the first house leads to physical depletion, mental aggression, and nervous system overdrive. Mars Ketu, energy depletion and suppression. Ketu diminishes Mars's aggressive nature, leading to physical and mental weakness. Syphilis worsens this suppression, causing fatigue, irritability, and mental burnout. Nervous exhaustion. Ketu's reducing influence leads to depletion of the nervous system, causing mental fatigue, irritability, and lack of motivation. Physical manifestations, mental burnout and chronic fatigue. Nervous exhaustion, leading to irritability and lack of energy. Mars Rahu, erratic physical energy and aggression. Rahu amplifies Mars's aggressive tendencies, leading to extreme physical and mental outbursts. Syphilis drives erratic behaviors, leading to self-destructive tendencies and emotional outbursts. Inflammation and tension. Rahu increases Mars's physical aggression, resulting in inflammation, particularly in the head and face, and causing chronic headaches or tension. Physical manifestations, erratic energy levels and mental agitation. Chronic tension and inflammation, leading to headaches or migraines. Saturn conjunctions with Syphilis Miasm. Saturn represents restriction, mental suppression, and emotional decay. When combined with syphilis in the first house, Saturn intensifies the mental and emotional degeneration, leading to depression and emotional exhaustion. Saturn Ketu, chronic emotional suppression. Ketu's influence with Saturn causes deep emotional suppression, resulting in a prolonged sense of emotional emptiness and detachment from life. Syphilis deepens this emotional decay, leading to chronic mental stagnation and emotional disintegration. Depression and isolation. This combination increases the tendency toward depression, hopelessness, and emotional numbness, with very little mental or emotional expression. Physical manifestations. Chronic depression and a sense of emotional isolation. Emotional exhaustion, leading to detachment and lack of enthusiasm. Saturn plus Rahu, prolonged mental suffering. Rahu amplifies Saturn's restrictive energy, leading to long-term mental and emotional degeneration. This can manifest as obsessive thought patterns, compulsive behaviors, and mental rigidity under the Syphilis Miasm. Obsessive-compulsive behaviors. Rahu's expansive nature leads to Saturn's restriction manifesting as obsessive tendencies, with a focus on mental and emotional rigidity, prolonging mental strain. Physical manifestations. Obsessive-compulsive behaviors with chronic mental fatigue, emotional rigidity, and prolonged depression. These planetary combinations in the first house under the influence of the Syphilis Miasm lead to severe mental suppression, emotional exhaustion, and nervous system strain, resulting in long-term and chronic emotional challenges.